Hello, this is Dr. Hein, and welcome to the Math Bunker. Aren't we happy to be here? Okay, we're going to find the y-intercept and the slope of a line by just looking at the graph, okay? And simply, I'm going to start with the y-intercept first. So the y-intercept is where the line, in this case, this blue line, actually hits the y-axis. When we're at zero on the y-axis, when we count up, they're positive numbers, and when we go down, they're negative numbers. So I'll start at 0, 1, 2, 3. So this will mean that my y-intercept, or my y-int for intercept, will simply be 3, okay? And then after that, we're going to come back with the slope. What is the slope? We'll find the slope of the line. The slope is actually the steepness of the line. Instead of writing out slope, I'm going to start using the letter M because M stands for slope, and a little quicker to write it. And so what we do to find the slope on the line, you just pick a point. I'm going to pick a perfect point on the line, like the corner of the line, right? And I'm going to count the rise over the run. So I'm going to go off the line and count the rise, known as it rises up. To get back on the line, it runs 1, and both are positive directions. When I go up, it's positive. I go to the right, it's also positive, okay? Another thing you might want to do is look at the direction of the line first. I know this is going to be a positive slope. So my slope is my rise. It's a ratio of rise over run, okay? Or in some cases, rise divided by run, okay? And one thing to remember, if a lot of times we're going to have a fraction for a slope, but if we ever get the bottom number 1, we're just going to keep the top number because, we divide the numerator by the denominator. The answer is going to be the numerator. So we'll just look at this first. The rise, it rises 1, so my top number is 1. It runs 1. To get back on the line, I go over 1, both positive directions, okay? 1 over 1, if you take 1 and divide it by 1, you're going to get 1, okay? Or anytime that bottom number is 1, your answer is going to be the top number. So my slope in this case, m equals 1. So let's look at another one right quick. Let's find one going to negative directions. Well, this line, first they ask for the y-intercept. Now it hits the y-axis at 0, 0, the origin, okay? So your y-intercept, in this case, the y-intercept, your y-int, will simply be 0, okay? Now the slope is, again, it's rise over run, okay? So my rise, I'll start at this point. It goes up 1, so my rise will be positive 1. So it rises positive 1, but notice it goes back negative 1. It runs backwards, negative 1. And so on our horizontal line or our x-axis, if we happen to be on the x-axis, anytime you go walk backwards, it's going to be a negative number. So it rises positive 1, runs negative 1. So my slope is 1 over negative 1. Now if you divide 1 divided by negative 1, your answer is going to be negative 1. Okay? So again, this is how to find the y-intercept by just reading the line, or how to find the slope. Thank you for joining me in the Math Bunker.